Well, with over £40 million to spend and potentially a new stadium on the horizon, this transfer special is going to be fun. Hello and welcome to part 47 of City Till I Die. Coming up in today's episode, we will be doing some transfers and very shortly going through our end of season review, but it hasn't come up just yet because I'm assuming it will come up after the playoff final. But let's take a look at next season's objectives, see what the board want us to do. So they want us to play possession football. I think that's completely fine. Most of this is the same as last year, so make the most of set pieces, play entertaining football, play high tempo pressing football, play attacking football, and work within the wage budget. They do want us to attempt to avoid relegation for the next 5 years. Hopefully that's not the plan. Hopefully we do, as words of Ted Lasso, we went down. Then when we get promoted, we're gonna do something nobody else thinks of. Win the whole flipping thing. Yeah, we're gonna win the Premier League this year. That's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. Win the Premier League. And we've beaten teams like Man City, Arsenal. No, we nearly beat Arsenal. We nearly beat Chelsea. Beaten Aston Villa, not once but twice. So I think we are definitely ready for the Premier League now. Obviously, last time we went into the Premier League with a bunch of Championship League One players. Now, going into the Premier League with potential wonder kids, well, what were wonder kids, but now are really good players. Let's talk about next season. Right. I think we are good enough to avoid a relegation battle. Let's see what they say about that. That's very good to hear. Very good. Got nothing else to talk to you about. I'm not going to talk about FA Cup, Carabao Cup, because that means absolutely nothing. That's just pure luck at the end of the day. Do we want to stay in the southwest? I don't think we do. Where do we have the option to go to? The Algarve in Portugal, the Andalusia Occidental in Spain, Southwest England, Scotland, Ireland, Austria, Switzerland, Netherlands, and France. You know what? Let's go France. I don't think we've ever been to France before. So hopefully we might... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, my Christ. The Exeter board have today announced that the club have been granted permission to build a new stadium. Construction of the Matt Taylor Arena, named after one of Exeter's heroes, to cost around 39.5 million. The board have secured a loan of 29.5 million to help the finance. Okay, that's fair enough. We don't have a lot of money yet. Obviously, we will get given some money when the season has officially ended. The board have secured, we know that. Additional funding for the project has been secured with a stadium sponsorship deal worth 19.575 million. Okay, stadium I'm happy with. The name of it, not so much. The Matt Taylor Arena. Is this some sort of joke? Like, is it? Like, I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. Like, what did he do at Exeter? Like, I know he got us back into the League One, but did he ever get us to the Premier League? Why is it not called like the Adam Stansfield Arena or the something like that? That's like something that means something to Exeter. Because Matt Taylor, yeah, should we just bring him back? As like, do we have any coaching vacancies? Should we do? Right, let's just try and bring him back. If he does come back, we'll let it slide that we're naming the stadium after one of our previous managers, which does not seem right. He doesn't want to come back. Can we change the stadium name? Is that something we can ask the board? But I don't think that is possible. That's seems a bit silly. Obviously, if I did have the editor on, which I don't have the editor, I would actually consider changing the stadium name, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. Right, I think I'm just going to take a minute, take a breath. I'm going to probably cry about the stadium name, because that is just so silly. Then I will come back, hopefully, for our end of season review. Here we go. We are finally at the end of season review. Surprisingly, it actually came up before the playoff final was played. So, and some bit of breaking news. Plymouth never made the playoff final. So that is very good news for us. Not good news, but I would like to see a Devon derby in the Premier League. Maybe 2 seasons time is the dream, but I very much doubt them if I could ever make it to the Premier League. I mean, they could have, but it's just strange what happens on this game. So, as you can see, those of you who didn't watch yesterday's episode, we did get crowned champions of the championship once again, second time in this save. So, let's take a look at some of the players, all of the players we did sign over the course of this season. So, starting off with Reece Wright, the a lone player from Man United, 12 goals, 9 assists, 23 games. That's not too bad. Obviously, he did have quite a few injuries, I think. So, not bad player, 7.28 average rating. Then next up was Hugo Gonzalez, an absolutely superb player, considering he came on a free from Leyton Orient down in League One. 29 goal contributions in 39 games. That's like one every other game. That is absolutely... I'm just amazed that we've even got this guy. I mean, look at his value. And we have given him a new contract. Might have been a bit of a wrong move, because I don't think he's Premier League potential. I don't think he's going to make the step up. But if we can probably just sell him in January, I think it'll be a good backup. It's just not going to be a good starter in the Premier League, so he'll be fine. And Gentili, I don't think we're going to bring him back on loan next season. We might do if the opportunity comes up again, but might not. Oh, no, the light's gone out. Hold on 1 second. I'll have to edit this bit out. Here we go. Before I was so rudely interrupted by my light turning off, that's why I'm probably looking a little bit darker, or I might be the same. So where was I? Matumbu, a good striker. We have he has requested a transfer. We're not going to forcefully move him out, but if an offer comes in that's decent, he might end up going. But brought him in for 725k. We're guaranteed a very decent profit for him, so not too bad. Hopefully he does stay around, because he is better than Kane Ramsey. Is it Kane Ramsey? Keon Edwards. He is better than him at the moment. Then KMB, absolute superb player. He's got one head of a career ahead of him. He will make the step up into the Premier League, hopefully. Then Samora, he was okay in the Championship. Not sure if he'll make the step up into the Premier League. Obviously, we'll keep him as a backup, but we probably won't play him. So obviously, we will look to get in another left back, hopefully. Amanga, again, another decent player who probably, he is decent Premier League player now. So he will stay with us unless anyone makes a decent offer for him. But he'll be staying with us for next season. And Chuck Bummaker, a good player. I mean, they only played 35 games, which is actually more than I thought he played. 8 goal contributions, not too bad. I've got mixed emotions about him. When he makes a step up, I think he will. But it's just whether or not we choose to sell Smallbone or not. I think if we sell Smallbone, we'll definitely get in another playmaker. Obviously, we're going to get in some more midfielders anyway. Then Dennis, he was a good player. Obviously, when Santiago was firing, he was unstoppable. So Dennis, for that reason, he's not going to come back with us next season. So a good player, but I just don't rate him at all. Then Danny Perez, obviously came in for 1 season on a free transfer. He's joining Strasbourg at the end of this season. Can't remember how much for, but we'll find that out in a couple of weeks' time. Mario Castagna, a very decent youngster, still got bright potential. Now 3 stars, so he will definitely make the step up. As long as he gets guaranteed game time or regular game time, he'll be fine. Then Bachera, again, maybe we don't need another left back. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he could do with a loan spell. Obviously, he's not going to get homegrown because we signed him after he turned 18, after he turned 19, I think. So we'll probably look to loan him out because I don't think he's ready for the Premier League football just yet. He's only League One. He's got Premier League potential, but I just don't think he's ready to make the step up now. So board expected us to reach the playoffs. We did that. We got crown champions. So that's a very, very good. And FA Cup once again beat loads of big teams. We could beat three Premier League teams: Aston Villa, Blackburn, Man City. Narrowly lost against Arsenal, only 1 goal, but as Arsenal did actually lose the final, West Ham won the FA Cup. That is very good. Then Carabao Cup, we'll try and do better in it this year. I hopefully want to try and get to the quarters this year if that's possible. And our biggest win this year was a 6-0 win over Swansea. Our match to remember was a 6-2 win over Watford. Then goal of the season went to Chantilly. Was that no, that wasn't the game we got crown champions in. So Chantilly in the 46th minute obviously got a hat-trick in that game, so that's very good. Let's take a look at this goal. I'm sure Chantilly has scored a handful of wonder goals, but let's see how good this free kick was. Okay, it's not too bad. I've probably seen better free kicks than that, but okay, I wouldn't say it's goal of the season, but okay, it's all right then. Cup reputation has stayed the same. Annual revenue has gone down massively for some reason. I do not know, because we were in the same league as last season, so I mean, if it has gone down, it's only by a couple thousand, so it's not it's not bad. The only negative one is broadcast revenue, which has gone down by 11 million, which it will go up this year. Obviously, Premier League, you get more money. Then, did we not sell any shirts? Did nobody want a player shirt name on the back of their shirt? Apparently not. I don't really know what happened there. So our best 11 this year was Shantunen. I think he should be fine for the Premier League. Obviously, we might look to get another goalkeeper. We might do, might not. The back four: Santiago, Kiambi, Manga, and Zamora. I think 3 of those will definitely be in the back four for last year. Zamora is the questionable one. Smallbone and Chukwuemeka, that's questionable for next year, but we'll go with it. And Gonzalez and Kanish, I think those two will be sticking around for now. Obviously, Gonzalez will be back up in a while. Might make a step up into actually playing more first team football. Then we had Edwards and Chantilly up front. Obviously, Edwards, I'd like to move him on, but I'm not sure how possible that is. We are trying to sign Ollie Watkins, but just not interested at the moment. I presume he has been called up to the World Cup squad. I think. Oh my Christ, what's going on with this World Cup squad? Is he in the World Cup squad? I don't actually know. Let's have a look. He is in the World Cup squad. Whether or not he'll get called up, I do not know. Do we have anyone in the World Cup squad? Just have a quick glance. I don't think we do. Jay Stansfield is in the World Cup squad. That is very good. I'd love to sign him, but he's at Man City and playing at least regular first team football. So yeah, he's definitely not coming back to Exeter unless he gets released, which I doubt it. So hopefully by the end of this save, I would have hopefully liked to have re-signed Watkins or Stansfield. Then I think that's probably not save complete because obviously the save gets done. Well, not when the Champions League win is done. Hopefully this save will just carry on going until FM25 is eventually released. So FA Cup, biggest overachievers us, Exeter City for 2nd season in a row. Yeah, definitely. King's Sim, biggest underachievers. That's quite questionable because you can't consider them as biggest underachievers. So I think let's take a look at the squad. Obviously, they're all on holiday, so you can't really tell who's wanted. So we do have a whole bunch of players wanted. Mario Castagna wanted by a whole host of clubs, including Brentford and Norwich. Brentford and Norwich, not Brentford. That's a team in Essex. Kiembe wanted by a whole bunch of English teams. Burnley, Fulham, San Sebastian, Darmstadt, 98. Darmstadt also, what's going on at Darmstadt? Why do they want two of our young players? Dennis is one of ours. He's not one of ours. Santiago wanted by a whole host of English teams and Sevilla. Amranga wanted by Everton, San Sebastian, and Saudi Arabia. O'Regan is also leaving us. He's joined in Cardiff, I think 4.2 million, so a decent profit. Obviously, we signed him on a free. Trevino wanted by Saudi Arabia. He's one of the players who does become homegrown at club this year, so I would hopefully like to keep him around. Hopefully, that's the plan. And Matumbu is not wanted by anyone, but we have promised him he can be sold if an offer comes in. Obviously, Perez is leaving us. Camrish, again, similar to Matumbu, we promised him he can leave if an offer comes in. I'm not going to actively try and sell him because I think they're both decent players which I think they can both make the step up into the Premier League, which I think they both can. So hopefully, for now, both Matumbu and Camrish do remain Exeter City players for now, but still got months before the start of the new Premier League season. So I will come back on the first day of the transfer window. Hopefully, we definitely do have a couple youngsters joining us. May have sold a few more players. So as you can see, we have reached the first day of the transfer window, and the rumour trains have already been starting. Kiembe has been rumoured to move to Darmstadt 98 for 17.25 million. Why Darmstadt? They're only in Bundesliga 2. Did they get promoted? Did they? Yeah, they got promoted, but that doesn't really explain why they bought all my players. Did they get a tycoon? No, I'm not sure what that is all about. Elections, not a clue. I don't know if it's a tycoon or not, but I hope nobody makes an offer for him. I don't think we've got a release clause. We do have a release clause, 7.25 million. So hopefully nobody breaks that, but it's a little bit uncertain. But we have been linked with 3 players. Jadon Philogene Badachi, who does look, I think, a pretty decent player. I know he's a pretty decent player in real life. 28 years old though, but I don't know. Matt O'Reilly looks like a pretty decent player. 30 to 40 million. I know we've got the money for it, but do I really want to spend that much money on a 29-year-old? I don't think so. Then Jackson Chashuka? I don't know how you pronounce his name. 28 years old, Belgian right back. He's a leading championship player, unlikely to improve. I don't think we sign him because obviously now we're in the Premier League. We want to be signing current Premier League players or players who have current Premier League ability, may not have Premier League experience, but just some Premier League ability. Obviously, we do have 2 players leaving us, a couple players joining us. So, players joining us are Kevin Aguilera. He's a Colombian left back, 2.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential. He's a good championship player, potentially Premier League. I think he's probably good enough for the first team squad, I reckon. Don't think we need to send him out alone. So he comes in from America Decali for £4 million. So that's like a very decent player. Then Falco Fajos, what a name that is. Falco Fajos. He's a Colombian centre-back, 3 stars current ability, 5-star potential. He's a leading championship player, potentially Premier League. Once again, number 1 came from America Decali. Got a lot of decent players, they do, which we have taken most of them, if not all of them. We've just taken all their bright youngsters. He comes in from them for £1.7 million. So quite a cheap transfer considering his value is 23 to 26 million. What's the value for Agria? Okay, not too bad, 17.5 to 24. I don't think okay, they've got release clauses again. I don't think there's anything I can do about the release clauses, so we will send them on the intensive language course. We'll welcome them in, ask Edwards to welcome them in. We have tried to sell Edwards, but no offers have come about, so I presume Edwards is staying with us. So Origi has joined Cardiff for 4.3 million, and Bruno Bachera joined Aston Villa for 7 million. I think we do have a release a clause in there, or we might not do. We do. We've got Exeter will be due 1.6 million after 20 league appearances. 20% of his next transfer will be owed to us. So hopefully he has a pretty bright future, but I suspect he won't. So yeah, let's hope he does go for some money. Hopefully they do sell him within a couple of years' time for at least like £10 million. What's the latest news regarding Darmstadt's interest in Amon Kiabi? Couldn't care less, so I'm not too bothered. But I mean, wasn't really that talented. I don't think he was ever going to fulfill his potential. So we've got Aguero, who's probably, if not, looks like a much better left back than him. Obviously, 6'3", he's a tall left back, but I think he can do a good job. We'll get him trained in the role I do want him to play him in, as so that'd be a attacking wing back. Obviously, I don't really like playing inverted wing backs, as I've never actually done that before. What foot is he? He's left-footed, so he's just a box standard left back as well. So that's the only transfer business we've done. There's not much else to say. Obviously, we do have a couple things we could sell, but I'm just holding out just in case any of those players do end up going. Like this guy, I'm actually glad we sold that Pachazza. No idea who he is, but we brought him in, wasn't any good, so we sold him. Then we might be able to get some money in for him, maybe. I doubt it. Obviously, Rankin has returned back from his loan, I think, but we will try and sell him because I just don't think he's that good. We're just gonna try and transfer. Oh, do you know what? So we'll transfer this sim. Even if he's not gonna react well, he's just not good enough. He's probably like our worst player. Who is our worst player? Not including like ones with high potential. Ranking and Lawal. Wow. Maybe Lawal leaves as well. But we transfer this in because clearly he hasn't. He's really dropped off because when we signed him, he was like 5-star potential. Now he's not. So maybe when Wright and Gentili leaves, maybe they might gain some ability. Maybe I very much doubt that will work. Penman is another player who we do want to try and sell. I want to try and sell some of the players that won't get good enough. So like the players I've just said, Rankin, Lowell, Penman, maybe Smallbone. We have listed him. He is wanted by Derby, so we will try and sell him if we can do that. Obviously, I'll do that stuff off camera because you don't need to see me do that. So hopefully, by the time of the next clip, which should be around beginning of July, hopefully we might have sold a few of our players and hopefully brought in a few Premier League quality players. But it's proven to be a bit difficult because most of the players I've seen aren't willing to discuss any transfer business until after the World Cup. Well, it's currently the 8th of July. We've got about a month before our first Premier League game. It's not really going to plan at the moment. We've sold a few players. We've only brought in one. No, we technically brought in three, but one new player that you haven't met as of yet. We have made a couple offers for some players. Did make an offer for Ollie Watkins now that the World Cup is nearly over. I don't think he ever actually made it into the World Cup squad. Let's have a quick check on what happened in the World Cup. I don't think it's over just yet. It's not. England, by the looks of it, are still in it, so that's a a very good sign. I would like to, if the opportunity does come about, I would like to actually become England manager. Not that I'll show you any games, unless it's like a big final of some sorts, but I very much like to. We have made an offer for Ollie Watkins. We've also made an offer for two midfielders. Emmanuel Ispusha, who's just waiting on a work permit. He's a backup centre mid with might not bother signing him because he's only League One starter. But Harry Curtis is a good Championship player with potential Premier League, so he looks like he could be a fairly decent backup, similar to like that Gonzalez type of player, where not really know much about him, but it's like he could be quite a good player. But anyways, players we have sold. Will Smallbone has joined Almeria for 7.25 million. Raheem Harper's gone out on loan again to Genoa for a loan fee of 160k. Amar Kiembe did join Burnley for 7.25 million, which was his release clause. Couldn't do anything about it. I think there's a couple of players we sold on the back end of last season. Dale Rankin has gone back out on loan to Hibernian for all of his wages being paid by them. So that is very, very... Actually, not all of his wages, just most of his wages. And Olakunle Lawal has joined Luton for £7 million. So a little bit of a loss, but I think judging by his ability, I think it's probably just about right that we sold him for that. So that's pretty much all good. Then the only player we have brought in is Jaden Finnegan Badachi. He's a 28-year-old English left winger, 4 stars, a coatability, a decent Premier League player. He came in from Shanghai Ports for 9.25 million, so quite a decent price, quite cheap. Judging by his value is 21 million, so it's quite a cheap transfer, I reckon. Obviously, this is what the squad is currently looking like. Looking a bit slim at the moment, but I'm fairly confident we can get in some more players. So, well, how much? How big's the squad at the moment? 16. So we only need about 7 more players. So at the moment, what do we have? We've got 2 goalkeepers, so I think I'm probably alright with Shantunan at the moment. Decent Premier League goalkeeper. Slight downside, who's he wanted by? Who is he wanted by? Al Nassr. And what's his release clause? Minimum 3 release clause, domestic clubs in higher division. I'm not sure what that actually means. I'm not sure if that counts as anything. Because we're in the Premier League, we're in the highest division, it can be, so I'm not sure. I think that release clause is pretty much null and void at the moment. Centre backs, at the moment, we've got Castagna, Vajos, and Mwanga, so probably need another centre back, probably a quite decent experienced centre back, because Vajos and Castagna are only 21 and 19 years old, so at least someone who's got a bit of Premier League experience and decent potential, decent ability. Then right back, we've just got Santiago. We did make an offer for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but he rejected us and went to another club. Then left backs, we've got Samura, Penman, Aguirre. So obviously Penman we will try and move on, which I absolutely haven't done at all. He's not actually wanted by anyone yet, so we will transfer this Simmons surplus to requirements, because I think he's done. He's not really a left back, he's more of a defensive mid, so I think he's probably done at this club. Maybe I think Samoa will stay around, so Samoa will probably just be backup. Maybe Aguirre's first choice. I don't really know who's going to be our first choice left back. Then centre mids, we've just got Trevino, Chukwuemeka. Obviously, we've got the potential 2 centre mids coming in. Might try and get in a few more, maybe a loan. Obviously, we can only get 2 loans from a Premier League team, and we can get multiple loans from a foreign club, so that should be fine. So 2 centre mids. Left winger, we've just got Candish at the moment, who we have accepted a £24.5 million bid from Leeds. And obviously, we've also got Jaden Philogene, so That's fine. So we need another left winger should Candish leave the club. He's interestingly gone back up to 5-star potential. So that's it's all right. Yes, right wingers. We've just got Gonzalez at the moment. By the looks of it, I think we just got Gonzalez. I don't see any other right wingers. And strikers, we've just got Matumbu and Edwards at the moment. I was contemplating about switching to a 4-2-3-1 for this year, unless obviously if we can't find any other decent strikers that are cheap enough, like, so I'm not spending like 40-50 million pounds on what 20-30 million pounds on just this one player. That's just ridiculous. I'm still trying to spend a reasonable amount on a player. Obviously, if we have to spend it on installments, that's fine by me, because we've got no debt as such, so that's not too bad. So what was it, like a goalkeepers we're good for? Now we're in a decent potential now. What's his good league one, potentially Premier League, so we might be able to get up into the Premier League standard possibly. So we goalkeepers sorted for another centre back, right back, left back. No, centre back, right back. Couple centre mids. Obviously, we've got the two coming in, so maybe no centre mids. Maybe a young centre mid, possibly. There is a right winger, left winger, a couple strikers, and I think we're done. So hopefully it shouldn't be too tricky, but we do have a lot of players wanted. Shantuna wanted by Saudi Arabia, Castagna wanted by a whole host of foreign clubs, and Sunderland. Obviously, Penman is wanted on loan, so we might try and send him out on loan if a permanent move doesn't come about. Matumbu wanted on loan, he's not going to go out on loan. Edwards, interesting one. What did he do last time in the Premier League? 18 goals in all competition. I don't know. I don't know about Edwards. So if he does go, might just switch to a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, depending on if we can find any decent defensive midfielders. So formation-wise this year, completely have not got a Scooby-Doo about that. So hopefully, by the time the new season comes around, I hope we've got a good enough squad for the Premier League. Well, it's currently the 10th of August, the beginning of our brand new Premier League season, our second, well, within 3 years, our second season in the Premier League. But yes, it will be our second season, or first, whichever way you look at it. But and it's our end of the transfer window. And a little bit of breaking news before we do announce the signings for this episode. I did not apply for the job. They wanted me, and I accepted. So I am now manager of both England and Exeter. So if we could also win the World Cup and Euros, that'd be very good. What did England actually do in the Euros? I just need a World Cup. Actually, they won the World Cup. Kevin Brown's scored. Who the hell is Kevin Brown? Who is he? It's quite good, but I doubt we're going to be signing. But England have won the World Cup. A pretty easy run into the World Cup final. But USA in the World Cup final, that is and Jay Stans for scoring the winning goal in the World Cup final for England. You could not write it, could you? Absolutely. Oh, I'm thrilled with that. Yeah, Jay Stansfield, England's best striker. He's gonna be one top player, I hope. But that's a bit of breaking news. I am now England and Exeter manager. I very much doubt I'm going to show you any England games. I bet there'll be just games I'll play off camera. But I just thought I'd let you know I've taken up the England job as well. Might show you the World Cup final and Euro Cup final if we happen to ever get there. But I very much doubt I'll show you any of the games. But let's take a look at the players we've signed and sold throughout the whole of this episode. Starting on the back end of last season, Danny Perez joined Strasbourg for 1.8 million. Bonaventura went to Aston Villa for 7 million. Paddy O'Regan joined Cardiff for 4.3 million. Dio Rankin went out on loan to Hibernian. And Olakunle Lawal has joined Luton for 7 million. And Now the players we signed on the back end of last season. First up, Kevin Aguirre. He's a Colombian left back, 2.5 stars capability, 5-star potential. Good League One, potentially Premier League. He signed from America de Cali for £4 million. I don't really have any ambitions to loan him out, so we'll keep him in the first team squad for this year. And if we feel like he needs a bit more game time in the lower leagues, then we will loan him out. And next up is Falco Vajos. I said it again. It's an absolutely brilliant name. He's a Colombian centre back, 3 stars capability, 5-star potential. Good championship player, potentially Premier League. I'm fairly sure he'll get up to the Premier League standard fairly quickly. Once again, another player from America de Cali for £1.7 million, so quite a cheap transfer. Then moving on to this season, starting off the players that have left the club. Starting off with Will Smallbone. He has joined Almeria for £7.25 million. Raheem Harper joined Genoa for just on loan. And Amar Kiembe has joined Burnley for 17.25 million, my mistakes. And Edwin Candish has joined Leeds for 24.5 million. Is he? Oh, I thought he was English. Forgot he was Scottish. Penman has joined Atletico Pamplona on loan. Casper Wilbraham, one of our youngsters, has joined Fleetwood on loan. Then Keon Edwards has joined Sheffield United for 19.25 million. So a big profit considering we signed him on a free. I just never didn't think he was going to step up. Looks like he's actually started life at Sheffield United pretty well. First day game for them, scored 1 goal. That's not a bad start for him. Then now the players we have signed, starting off with Jaden Finnegan Badachi. He's a English left winger, 4 stars of current ability, decent Premier League. Any caps for England? No, he's not even on the national pool, but that's something I'll do off camera. So we signed him from Shanghai for 9.25 million, so actually quite cheap when you look at his value. So just not too bad. The next up is Emmanuel Espucia. Again, don't want to Spanish here. I probably messed up his name. He's a Spanish centre mid, can also play defensive mid, but primarily brought him in to be the backup deep line playmaker. He's 2.5 stars capability, 3.5 star potential. Decent, he's a good League One, potentially Premier League. Obviously, he's not going to play a whole great deal of games. He's coming from Real Hispalis for 8.75 million, so quite expensive, but his value is more than what we pay for him, so that should be fine. Should be able to get a decent profit on him when we do come to sell him. And next up is Harry Curtis, who does actually look quite decent, by the way. He's a English centre mid, 3 stars capability, 4-star potential. He's a good championship player, decent, potentially Premier League. He comes in on a free transfer from Tottenham Hotspur. Recently had loan spells at Bristol City and Portsmouth, both in the Championship. I mean, not bad. Scored some goals, made some assists, so I think I'm quite happy with that signing. Primarily just a backup against to Trevino. The next up is James Hill. He's a 28-year-old English centre-back, 4 stars of current ability, decent Premier League player. We have signed him from Leicester for £26 million. Might have overpaid for him, maybe not. I think that's probably paid just the right amount for him. And next up is Stanislaw Chmielewski. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. He's a Belgian 80-year-old striker, 3 stars capability, 5-star potential, decent championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from STVV, or we'll just call it STVV. I ain't going to bother trying to pronounce that. He's coming for £9.5 million, so quite I'd say a cheap transfer judging by his value, so we'll definitely gain a decent profit. Then next up is Carlos. He's a Spanish right back, 3 stars capability, 4-star potential, decent championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in on loan from Atletico Madrid for the whole of this season. And next up is Michael Hesterman. Michael, it's probably Michael actually. Michael Hesterman, that sounds about right. He's a German right winger, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, decent Premier League player. He comes in from Borussia Dortmund for £24 million. I mean, he looks like a special player. He really does. And next up is Sergio Garcia. He's a Spanish striker, 2.5-star capability, 5-star potential. He's a good League One player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from Atletico Madrid for £7 million. Now, in his contract, Atletico Madrid do have a buyback fee of £15 million. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we give him a new contract within a year's time. Hopefully. And next up, but not last, will be Svetan Fidinov. I think I pronounced his name right. Sounds right. He's a Bulgarian left winger, 18 years old, 2-star capability, 5-star potential, decent League One, potentially Premier League. He comes in from CSKA Sofia for £5.75 million. I mean, judging by his value, I think we probably paid just the right amount. I think we probably could have paid a little less for him, but I think we made some. I think we've done a lot of decent transfers. So this is what the squad currently looks like going into a first game of the season. So we've got Sharon Miller and Shantunen as the two goalkeepers. Shantunen unfortunately picked up an injury. He's going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks, so he will miss the opening 5 fixtures, which isn't good, but I'm sure Sharon Miller can step up. Then centre backs this year, we've got Hill, Castagna, Vajos, and Wanga. I think that's 4 very decent centre backs, 2 with decent potential, so I'm very happy with that. Then right backs for this year, we've got Santiago and Carlos. Not sure, I think Santiago probably first choice, Carlos is backup, or they can interchange as of when one's not playing good, the other one will come in. Then left backs, we've got Samura and Kevin Aguirre. I think Kevin Aguirre probably closing in on being the first choice because Samura's current ability not good at all. And centre mids, we've got Emmanuel Espirita, Trevino, Chukwuemeka, and Curtis. I think 4 very capable centre mids. Maybe Emmanuel, probably not so much. He's very much 4th choice centre mid. Then right wingers, we've got right wingers. Michael Hesterman and where's the other one? Hugo Gonzalez. So probably Hesterman. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory who our first choice is. Hesterman as first choice, Gonzalez as backup. Left wingers, we've got Philogene, Badachi, and Videnov. Obviously, Philogene as first choice. Videnov as backup. Then strikers for this season, we've got Matembu, who we did just reject a bid for. He's wanted by loads of clubs on loan. I might just be a little bit cheeky here. Say unavailable for loan, because we're not going to sell him on loan. If we're going to sell him, it's permanent, but nobody's made a permanent bid for him. When does this promise run out? That's something we can look at after this bit. Then other strikers for this year are we've got Stanislaw Chmielewski and Sergio Garcia. So obviously Garcia, Matembu, both as the advanced forwards, then Chmielewski as a deep line forward. We will keep an eye out for another deep line forward. Probably, maybe a loan, maybe a permanent. How much budget are we working on? 104k, 70k wage budget. So probably, I think we're probably looking at a loan, possibly. When does what promises do we have? So Matembu's promise runs out 25 days. I know we promised him to sell, but will he be happy? Because he's first choice now. He might be happy because we're playing him more often now. So we'll see. I suspect he won't be happy, but I don't know. I ain't got a clue. We'll just see when that time comes when the transfer window shuts. So that's going to be interesting if he's not happy. So let's take a look at the season preview. So it does actually predict us to finish 19th I'm not sure how true that is because we've signed some cracking players over the course of today's episode. So, who's our predicted key players? We suspect we have to scroll down right to the bottom. We do. Jaden Philogene and Falco Fajos. Wow. I wasn't expecting Falco Fajos. Philogene I can understand, but Fajos? No, I did not expect that. So, our predicted 11, obviously prefer formation 4-2-4, that's right. So, Sharon Minnow, not sure about that, but we'll go with it for the first game. Then Agria, Manga, Vajos, Hill, 75% correct, I say. Then midfield 4, Gonzalez, Chukwuemeka, Trevino, Villaging. That might be correct. Obviously, Gonzalez and Villaging can switch around. Garcia and Matumbo up front. I think that's probably about correct. Maybe not Garcia, but I'd agree with that predicted 11. I think I agree with that very much. Arsenal predicted to finish first, Tottenham to finish second. All you Arsenal Tottenham fans out there, it's looking good this season. Who has actually won the Premier League? Because I don't actually know who's won the past couple Premier Leagues. Man City haven't won one since 25-26 season, so they've dropped off big time. They haven't even finished in the top 3 for ages. Newcastle won it 28-29. Wow. That's quite surprising. Tottenham finished in second, still never won a Premier League trophy yet. Not since ages before I was born in 2003. They haven't won anything since then. So, yeah, Tottenham aren't definitely good. They're not going to win anything this year. I'd like to probably, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I'd like to go on a decent cup run in the Carabao Cup. FA Cup, we pretty much mastered. We could get to the final this year if we want to. So that's the plan. Go on pretty decent cup runs. Try and avoid relegation in the Premier League, which we nearly did last time, but it was just a couple points off. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. So we've had a pretty decent pre-season, winning most games, which is what I like to see. Getting that winning mentality in the squad, ready for our new season, where in tomorrow's episode, we'll be playing our very first matches of the brand new Premier League season against Burnley and Norwich. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.